Actor Winston Duke, if you don't know who he is, he played M'Baku in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, in the Black Panther films. He is coming out and he is campaigning hard now because he wants to play Batman on the big screen.
He was recently doing press for The Fall Guy, and he ended up mentioning there is nothing he would love more than to play Batman in a live-action film. He's asking people to campaign for this. He said, listen, can you start a campaign? I would say I challenge you to get on the socials and push for me. Get your community. I would love to do that as Batman. I'd love any opportunity to explore new characters, change narratives around some of the most entrenched ideas of how these characters are supposed to look, sound, and perform.
Oh, I'm
like all
this
for
already.
it. So you're making it about the fact that you're black, right? So this is why race swaps, in and of themselves, it might sound innocuous, but I think there's always this political animus behind them.
And you understand, like, I get crap all the time to say, like, most of the time, if it's not addressed in the film, I don't care about race swaps as long as they don't make substantial changes to the backstory of the character. But he brought it up right in his marketing push.
That's what it's about.
He wants to change the character fundamentally, which is a problem. Is this the type of thing, like, maybe it's a gap overseas, but do characters like Batman matter over in, like, the UK?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, UK is the second biggest English-speaking market after the US in the West anyway.
I imagine, you know what you don't hear? Maybe this will happen. Maybe we'll start hearing about race-swapped Sherlock Holmes.
Well, they already...
Because they talk about it with James Bond all the time.
Yeah, I was going to say with James Bond. I mean, that's a British thing, right?
And even that one, I say, like, that's one of those ones
or Doctor Who.
Doctor Who, right now, where they're going through that right now with actor
He's gay too, so you got a twofer right there.
But like, whenever somebody says Idris Elba, I'm like, no. Make Idris Elba a villain. Yeah. He's got the voice. He's got the perfect voice for a villain. He did the character Luther, which is a fantastic show.
That wouldn't satisfy their socio-political ambitions, Brett. Okay, we got a $20 real quick from Greg Duvier. He said, this is a great Friday. Zuby, you are one of the two great rappers left.
Who's the other one?
I don't know.
Oh, wow,
Any plans for releasing new music? Also, are you going to be on Timcast IRL tonight?
I'm not going to be on Timcast IRL, but I will make more music. I'm working on my third book right now. So I'm actually 10 pages away from finishing the second draft of my next book. And once I'm done with my new book and I've got the release and marketing and all that stuff planned out, then my next creative project will be some more new music. So last album was 2021, but that's not my final album. I'm not done. I will be making more music.
I want to address one of the comments here because it's a fair argument to make. Multiverse implies there's a black Batman somewhere. It also implies that the entire universe with unique characters imagined by black artists and stuff. Here's the problem. These films cost exorbitant amounts of money to make. They do. And I made the same argument the other day when we were talking about other films that are getting made. People don't get invested unless it's one of the traditional versions of this characters that they know and understand. Yeah. We're going to be talking in the same segment about what's going on with Sam Wilson coming in to play Captain America. Look, there's precedent in the comics for that, but when you boil it all down, Steve Rogers is who people think of when they think of Captain America. And if you actually care about making a profit on your films, they're doing the same thing when they said they were doing Shia LaBeouf as the Silver Surfer in the new Fantastic Four movie. That's not who people know as the Silver Surfer. It matters. It matters if you actually want to draw people who aren't comic book, super comic book literate to the films. All they know is that Michael Keaton played Batman back in 1989 and Christopher Nolan did it in 2005 through 2012 or 13. That is the traditional version of the character. It always will be. So from a purely practical level from the studio, making the most visible version of the character that as many people can connect to is what you need to do. If you find great success from that, you can branch out from there. But I feel like that time in superhero lore is come and gone at the film level because 2019 happened, and after Avengers Endgame, they're not seeing the same return on investment that they were back then.
Look, it depends how many L's these people want to take. I mean, look, this is not going to happen.
No, I don't think so.
I think this is just the actor just like throwing his hat in the ring and saying,
I mean, after
cool.
Black Little Mermaid, anything is possible.
I think, look, they guard Batman more heavily than they do. There's a reason why you see less of him on the small screen. He's considered their big screen character. Mm-hmm. Certainly DC Comics wouldn't exist right now if they didn't have Batman literally pulling everybody behind.
I'll tell you another reason why. How did The Little Mermaid do, by the way? Did it do okay financially?
$500-something million after marketing. It didn't profit.
Yeah.
It didn't profit.
It was
okay, it kind of broke even.
If
than
it
most.
did, it didn't profit by much.
Small loss or broke even. So even with that, I'll tell you actually a very simple reason why it's not the same. Even, and I thought the whole race swapping Little Mermaid thing is silly. This would fare more poorly because this is a male audience.
Yeah, definitely.
Because women are obsessed with political correctness.
Yep.
So if you do Black Little Mermaid, even the women who don't really like, it's a huge point. Even the women who don't really like the idea or whatever, they'll still, the way, oh, it's beautiful, it's wonderful. Like I think it's great, whatever. Like women, they like to be.
They want to feel good.
They at least want to be seen as being politically correct. They're also more liberal. They're more progressive. Whatever. Guys, like women, don't care about Batman. Yeah. Guys really do, right? Black guys, white guys, Asian guys, Hispanic guys, or whatever, they're all like, nah, Batman is Bruce Wayne, and this is what he looks like. Even like this won't even appeal to black men who like Batman. You see what I mean? Like this won't work. Just in the same way, if you made Black Panther, if you made freaking T'Challa, and you cast, people always say Ryan Gosling. Right?
Yeah.
People, I don't know why they say always Ryan Gosling.
He's on a. They also cast him as Obama.
Yeah, but if you did that, it wouldn't just like annoy the black male audience and even the black female audience. It would even annoy the white male audience who like Black Panther.
Yeah.
Because you're just like, no, T'Challa is from Wakanda, and Wakanda's in Africa. And he's a black character, so we don't want that.
Have you seen the meme they do where they show the Black Little Mermaid and they show all of the women who say, that's me, it's all the black women says, oh, look, it's I see myself, it's me. Okay. And then they show a thing of Batman or Goku, and it's all men of different races saying, that's
Goku,
literally me.
it's Goku.
Well, you saw like all of those videos back when The Little Mermaid came out. People were recording their children, their little black girls, like crying, like, oh, she's crying because she can finally see herself in this Disney princess character.
It's very female.
Yeah, I think that's the social contagion that they were appealing to there, and it still really didn't get them to a profitable movie.
There is Blade. There is Spawn. There are infinite good characters that you could do this with. To race swap a character that famous is purely political.
Yeah.
Especially if it's the first live action version that you take of this, other than the Robert Pattinson one that doesn't exist in the same universe, right? That like if you do that now and you don't wait to do it later, you don't do it as a multiverse story where both of them interact. It's purely political, and like you said, men won't want to make the time.
Men won't tolerate it. Men won't support it. It would crater.
I like this actor. I do. Again, his character in Person of Interest was really, really good as like a kind of a very, very smart inner city kid who rises to the top. Like he essentially like unites a bunch of gangs and plays a pretty formidable opponent to people a lot stronger than him in the show. It's really, really good. But he doesn't have the physique for Batman.
He would have to. He'd have to
bulk up. Jonathan Majors would be a better option for Batman if he wasn't in so much trouble and no longer playing Kang in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. If you were going to do that,
we got a 20 from That Stanza-tastic. He said yesterday's episode was fantastic. The wig and sunglasses version of Brett needs to be every day or once a week at the least. Brett saying, "Yeah, it's called broadcast." Had me rolling. Make it a segment, please.
I'll tell you what. If I do it again and we get to how many crisis parties was it?
It was 30.
No. What? No. I'm saying if we get to yesterday during the show when we did that. How many crisis parties did we have during the intro?
During the intro,
was it 3?
It was a lot.
Was it 3?
It was a good
5.
Yeah.
It was 5. If we get to 5, if I do it next week and we get to 5 crisis parties again, we'll think about it. Like every time. If you continue to get to 5 crisis party, I'll do it another week.
Okay, that's fair. That? That's only fair. We love Johnny Bravo, Brett.
Yes. But it's not just this. It's the Sam Wilson stuff that's going on, too.
They posted a first look at Captain America's new suit in Captain America Brave New World. We have Black Captain America as well.
Is this actually happening? Is he going to be Captain America?
Yes. So, but so there is precedent for this in the comics. Again, I don't think
you can dig and find precedent for all sorts of things.
Again, I do like this costume better than that one.
Okay.
I do. Like, I don't like this one. I think that it's a bit of intrusive.
Is that just a Photoshop?
That was from Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Oh, okay.
I like this one more. But here's the thing. You could have just had a Sam Wilson Falcon movie. What's the point of taking Anthony Mackie, putting him as Sam Wilson Falcon for 10 years, about 10 years now, because Captain America Winter Soldier came out in 2014.
Mm-hmm.
So he was Sam Wilson. He's that character for 10 years as Falcon. Now you're having him as Sam Wilson, Captain America. What's the point when you did all that time building him up in Avengers Endgame, both the Captain America movies after that, and Avengers Infinity War and other such cameos? Just do a Falcon movie. People know the character now.
So he's the same person, but he's becoming Captain America.
Correct.
Is that right?
He's taken on the mantle of Captain
Got it.
America
Got
after the death of
Got it.
But the point is brownie points.
Correct.
And putting the name of Captain America
Yeah.
in the movie title because IP is king. That's why.
And again, I do know that there is precedent for the comic book, but I think that just in the same way that they screwed over Black Widow by not giving her movie until way too late, you're screwing him over by not just letting him be that character. What's what people always complain about, right?
Yeah.
Don't race swap the characters. Find a new character or use a character that's already, there's precedent there, and use it.
It's also worth a mention, by the way, that Jordan Peele is wasting his time right now making a documentary that is about dismantling the whitewashed mythology of the cowboy. So he's not making another movie that everyone can enjoy.
Okay.
It's a documentary that browbeats people.
I have a question. Did he say that, or is that just how the writer of the article decided to spin it?
That he's making this documentary?
No, that he's explicit. Like, okay, so if I look at the thing on headline on Twitter, right, the Deadline Hollywood,
Is the quote actually
it says the Get Out filmmaker is producing a documentary series that dismantles the whitewashed mythology of the cowboy. Did he himself explicitly say his goal is to dismantle the whitewashed mythology, or is that how the media is portraying it? Because I think that's quite important.
This says, Nope gave a nod to the deep history of black cowboys in America, and this docuseries offers a full exploration of their lives and contributions to today's cultural landscape, told through the lens of Jordan Peele. It's every bit as entertaining as it is enriching. But yeah, it says it's inspired by themes from his movie Nope, and it's going to rewrite the foundational piece of American history that is the cowboy, unmasking the forces that erased the identity of the black cowboy from frontier history. So that I don't think there's any comment directly from Jordan Peele in the article.
Yeah.
Which again, the journalists are these filmmakers' worst enemy.
Yeah,
most of the time.
Journalists are the enemy of the people, man. So I'm wondering, he could have just been like, you know what, I want to do a documentary that explores black cowboys and their history. And then the media decides to like turn it into this woke, right? They decide to use all their weird language to make it out.
There was a Taylor Sheridan series based on the lawman Bass Reeves, the real person, that came out this year. Okay. That was very good. That's more in that same realm. We'll always have Deadwood, though. You'll always have Deadwood if you want to watch a traditional Western for modern, for the modern times, made in like 2000.
Blazing Saddles.
There you go. There you go.
I actually watched that for the first time a couple months ago.
What'd you think of it?
It was all right.
I've heard great things.
Yeah, it was all right. I actually thought it was going to be funnier, but it was all right. It was all right. There were some funny bits.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.